Hello everybody, and welcome to our video today. Roll for surprise. Ever since I was a little kid, I have loved playing Dungeons and Dragons. At the time it was 2nd edition, which was all owned by TSR. Wizards of the Coast didn't even exist yet. Along with my love for D&D came a love for all sorts of movies and other kind of fantastic genres and mythologies. Excalibur, Robin Hood, Dragon Slayer, Beastmaster, of course, the Conan movies. Especially when I was a kid, it was the Conan the Destroyer because that's PG. And then one day I watched the Barbarian and I was like, man, what have I been missing? This is dope. This is the best. Anyway, along with the D&D came the love for all of these different genres, and I'll bet you can probably relate. It's sort of a package deal. You really, if you love one, you're probably pretty, keen on some of the other stuff. So the question I have for you is, why is it that we love our RPGs so much? Why is it that we love our Excalibur and our Robin Hood fiction so much? What is it about all of these things that sort of has this magical place in the minds of the masses, and has for, centuries in the case of things like Excalibur, Robin Hood, Arthurian legend, and so forth? And many of us would argue that it is, now specifically to the RPG, many of us would argue that it's because we get a chance to sort of, it's an escapist thing, that it's a chance to sort of live out parts of ourselves that don't get a whole lot of play every day. I would kind of agree with that, but I'd like to add more to it. It's not escapism as much as it's living out parts of ourselves that we don't see very often, but we know are a very true and deep fundamental part of who we are, because we see ourselves as heroes. We see ourselves as the paladins, the wizards, the clerics, the fighters, the ones who are willing to stand up to insurmountable odds and to dig in and to fight, and knowing that ultimately everything's going to be more or less okay. That is the other part, is sort of playing a fast and loose game, because if you die you can always drink a potion, or you can find a temple to be revived, or you know what I mean? So it's the 1-2 punch of like, oh, if only life weren't so stiff, I would be more this way, I think is kind of the theme I'm getting at overall. And as part of that, I'd like to say that basically we want to see our heroic side more often. We want to believe that we would stand and fight versus the world. As kind of stated, we want to believe that magic is real. That's a big piece, that's a big part of all of it. We want to believe that magic is real. Well, look, what if I told you the magic was real, and that you are the hero that you see yourself as? What would you do? How would that totally change your life? Every hero, from the paladin to the wizard to the cleric, has to go through the very same journey, the same trajectory, one of self-discovery and mastery. The first step in that journey is to grab a weapon, whether that's the lute for the bard, or that's the scepter and the holy book for the cleric, or that's the, mighty longsword for the paladin, or whomever. No matter what type of character you see yourself as, you're all heroes. Your first step is to grab a weapon, and for details on how to do that, I'm going to have you simply watch this next slide video, which is only a little over a minute long, and after that I'm going to have you come and visit us at the website www.Soul-Mind.com, soul-mind.com, just as it's written on the YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a good one.